Hello everyone, this is Teri. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Amethystastrotarot. I'm a practicing astrologer and a tarot reader, and today's video is about the Chiron retrograde. As you may know, Chiron has made its first ingress into the sign of Aries in April 2018. And since then, of course, Chiron has been retrograde in Aries many times. Uh, and on July 30, which is tomorrow at 15:42 UK time, it will once again station retrograde in Aries, and the degree would be 27 degrees 09 minutes. So it will carry more importance for the people who were born in the last degrees of the areas, and also that you have placements in your natal chart and also in other cardinal signs, which are in this case we are talking about the Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn in addition to Aries. And it's interesting to see that, I mean, it was exactly the same degree, nearly to the minute, for the Sun and Uranus, which was around 28 degrees, in the first of ingress of Chiron in Aries back in 2018, and maybe picking up that the energy of that moment back in time of the Sun Uranus, in a way being hand in hand together, and now during the retrograde period that the Chiron is in the same degree of Aries as well. So Chiron is famous to be called the wounded healer, though this good behaved centaur, we can say, that does have other qualities based on its myth and its position in the sky. I mean, a bridge is one of them. I mean, a passage from old to new, past to future, and connecting these in a meaningful way, in a gentle way. And also, of course, when we look at the position in the sky, I mean, it's like this also passage from Saturn to Uranus could be added to this as well. And the other is the mentor, as Chiron has been a mentor and a teacher to many others. So there is this quality of Chiron as well. And there is the maverick quality where Chiron stands out in many ways. So as we can do from birth onwards, and its position and the way its attitude amongst the other centaurs. So even though Chiron doesn't stay very long, I mean, in every sign like it does in Aries, Chiron does still carry this generational trait. I still don't remember the source, but there was the interpretation about Chiron in Aries as ripping the band-aid off as fast as possible. There is that feeling of that, that there exists, and then you just pull it off, that with sometimes very fast, in a fiery way, or in an impatient way. It could be with Aries sometimes. And it's good to mention that some of us, not me, not yet, might be going through our Chiron returns, which the Chiron return, which happens nearly every 50 years. It's like closing one era and stepping into another one and asking ourselves what next. So, with no exception, also in the Chiron retrograde periods would also ask us to slow down, or to reflect on a certain area of life, and the house in our natal charts where Aries is around the mentioned degrees. And it's good to mention that the Chiron retrograde will start on July 30 with the, again, I repeat, with 27 degrees 09 minutes, and it will continue until January 2nd, 2026, and that moment the Aries degree will be 22 degrees 35 minutes. So if you have any Aries placement and other, as I said, cardinal signs placement around these degrees, that could have more impact this Chiron retrograde period. But the house in our natal chart where Aries is around these degrees could be also important to look into. And when I was thinking like all about the Chiron in Aries in retrograde, I said, oh, this period might feel like burying the hatchet about a particular thing in our lives. I mean, it could be. I mean, it's very possible that we could have been quite energetic, impulsive, or even sometimes aggressive about some past event. And this retrograde period might be the time to close that case completely so that we can move forward without carrying the pain of the past together with us in a way. I mean, if there is any pain, anything that hurt us, or anything that we didn't feel right about, would be always with us, but it's like carrying part of our in our head. At the end of the Aries is head, and so I mean it could be the case that um, it could be a period that we could find a way we could find a way to move forward. Oh, Mercury retrograde is on, so that I'm all the time I have difficulty in talking sometimes, and we might have had taken some big and brave steps about mentoring, teaching, depending on which area we work. But maybe we should think about our initiatives more and reflect on them to raise back to the surface in a more energetic way. And also, I was thinking like Chiron is like wounded healer and healing the wounds in Aries head. And I don't know, I mean, if there are people that like literally had some problems, I mean, some kind of it could be trauma or injuries that they could have had some kind of I mean, kind of injuries around the head area, and maybe this could be a healing period, and this could be some time that the people may get better with these issues they had in the past, maybe during the Chiron in areas when it was going direct. Of course, I believe that there could be more examples, but I will just not take the list longer, because at the end of the day, I mean, depending on how this Chiron retrograde period also interacts with our charts, etc., the context, the interpretation, and everything could change. Also, our, of course, life experiences or what we are going through could be more effect, could be really impactful on the interpretations, because in the end, when we talk, I mean, the astrologer and the querent talk together, the charts get lives, even though there is a life there. I mean, they become more lively, more vivid for us. It's also worth mentioning that Aries is ruled by Mars, so that Mars is the disposer of Chiron in Aries. And during this retrograde period from, I mean, end of July until the beginning of January next year, Mars will go through Virgo. It's currently there in any case, and soon will move into Libra in August, and Scorpio in Sagittarius and Capricorn. And we may see the impact of Mars's different expressions in the mentioned signs, which will be also impactful on this Chiron in Aries retrograde period. Having said that, I think during this retrograde period, the important thing is to look back and see how Chiron acted for us in a certain area of life so far, and what we can do about that action in case that we feel that it didn't work well, or it might need some kind of corrections. It's always good to revisit our natal Chiron placements and understand what they mean during this period as well. Always, I mean, during Chiron transits, it's what we have to look into in any case, and in any transit. I mean, it's always good to study, understand our natal placements as well. So this is a good period to think about the past teachings, learnings, experiences, so that we might move forward in a rejuvenated way. I mean, I think that would be all for the Chiron retrograde period, and I wish all the best. And tomorrow, I mean, hopefully I will be coming back with Venus in Cancer. So stay tuned. Bye bye.